Hello, everybody, and welcome to a day that we did not actually think was going to happen so soon. It feels like just yesterday that the season of Ninjago ended and we were awaiting news on the new season, but here we are. First episode has made its way to YouTube, episode 35, The Invitation. And a link to that will be in the description below. And as always, I'm joined by my co-commentator, Eljay.
Hello, Messinac, and hello, listeners. I am the co-commentator. You have never referred to me as the co-commentator
Would
before.
you prefer trusty assistant?
Okay, listen, Buckaroo Banzai. This is a step up from that, so we're gonna stick with it.
Co-commentator. And also the recapper of things. So, in true coverage form, go ahead and recap this episode for us, and then we're going to get into discussing why Ninjago is so good yet again.
Okay, well, to start off, we don't have Laval as the main protagonist. Good. Alright, just making sure. So anyway, the episode starts off basically with the teaser that we got a little while back for Ninja Day. It's Lloyd in the jungle, and he's beating a living tar out of a bunch of ninjoids. They're back again, apparently. Or so we're led to believe. Well, he beats a tar out of them. He goes through the hoops and the loops, and basically it's an Indiana Jones scenario. And after nearly getting what looks to be some sort of silver bone armor, and failing, we find out it was an entirely simulated event done by, what was it, Sensei Wu was there, and then
Cyrus Borg.
Cyrus Borg and Sensei Wu. They were there, and they were like, well, you're not going to be able to get the golden armor this way, or something in the words to that effect.
Yup, it's a defense system for the Overlord's golden armor.
Yeah. And they were surprised that the other ninja were not with Lloyd. So he basically goes around, alas, very similar to Toa Khan, going around all the little Toa Matoran, finding all the other ninja, because they're all doing something else now instead of being ninja. It's like a Spider-Man effect. They stopped after Zane died. Oh wait, was that a spoiler, Meso?
That's fine.
Okay, Zane's dead, suckers. So anyway, Jay is a competition show host. Who's gonna be Ninjago's next hero? Or
I don't
ninja?
know.
Something like that. And we got a contestant. Contestant tries so hard to complete an obstacle course, but fails even harder. So Lloyd visits him and says, come on, you gotta be a ninja again. Are you wearing makeup? And I just realized those implications, so I'm gonna move on really quickly. Lloyd moves on over next to Cole. And Cole is a lumberjack, and he's okay. He works all night, and he sleeps all day. Wait, fudge! I messed it up. So he's a lumberjack. He doesn't want to go back to being a ninja either. He wants to just be a lumberjack in trees. After that, he goes over to Kai. I had to remember his name for a second. Goes over to Kai, who is now part of the Slither Pit. AKA, it's basically like underground fighting. It's like Fight Club. First rule, you get the point. So after beating the snot out of some of the recurring skeletons again, he talks to Lloyd. Lloyd says, become a ninja. If you want to, you know where to find me. And someone goes over to Zane's huge titanium statue. And apparently that wasn't the meeting spot, so they go over to Eldoon's Noodles. It's actually Mr. Chen. Is that it,
Yes,
Meso?
Mr. Chen, yeah.
Yeah. Go over to Mr. Chen's Noodles, where all of them are gathered. So they all sit down at a table, and they're all talking about things, and all of a sudden a bunch of thugs that look like they're out of Street Fighter come in. They got tattoos, the spiky hair, they're buff, they're ready to fight. Essentially, that's what they do. They end up trying to rob the place, getting a bunch of money from the cash register that the store owner just let them. And the ninja were like, heck no, we're not letting this happen. Beat the living tar out of them. So the thugs try and escape into the alley to where the ninja follow them. They look right over to the right up against a wall, and there it seems to be a note on the wall with a knife stabbed through it. Well, on this note, it's a painting of Zane saying that he's alive. And there are 4 fortune cookies. Well, Cole, being a doofus, eats the entire fortune cookie, and they all break the rest of them open to read what's inside. Apparently, they've been invited to a tournament where they have to leave their weapons behind, and that Zane is alive. Right after they finish reading, little messages explode. Poor Cole. So, they end up going, like, oh goodness.
Afterwards, they go back to, they flash to Lloyd.
Okay, yeah, alright. So afterwards, Lloyd goes back to, I guess, the dojo, where we originally saw everyone in the last season. And he puts on, the fold, and he's just packing a bunch of stuff. Garmadon comes in and says, "What's up? What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, well, we're going fishing and stuff, and it's super cool. By the way, are there anyone else in the world that has elemental powers like us?" Garmadon's like, "What? Well, why do you ask? Huh? Well, why?" "Oh, no reason. Adios." And he goes, and he leaves behind his stinking fishing rod, even though he told his father he was going fishing. Well, his father figures out where they're going. And by this time, the 4 ninja are all dressed up in various different ninja outfits for some reason. And they're on a dock, and they're about to board a ship. And there are a bunch of other people on the same dock. While they're all getting on board, Garmadon comes there. And he's like, "No, don't do this. Master Chen is not one to be messed with." They're like, "But we gotta do it for Zane." They got on the boat. Garmadon tries to follow. And this weird guy,
Klaus!
this henchman is like, there. Oh yeah, Klaus. Klaus is like, no, there's no more room. Insert Garmadon smacking the living tar out of a lackey and getting on the boat. "Oh, I stand mistaken. There is room now." So they all get on the boat, and they're going. Apparently, all the people on the boat have elemental powers. They have elemental powers because they're all descendants from a guardian of a Spinjitzu master or elemental master or something.
The elemental masters were the first Spinjitzu masters, guardians.
Okay, there you go.
Finally explains why everybody has elemental powers, because even though they're just ninja.
Yeah, they hint at Nia having the ability to control fire, but we see a bunch of different people: the Master of Speed, the Master of Light, or descendant of the Master of Light,
AKA Ultra
all
Agent's
sorts of different
crossover character.
Exactly. All sorts of different things. Also, we see Skylor, aka the Orange Ninja to be.
It's Skylar
And-
Ultra.
Oh my goodness.
I
son of a
refuse
gun.
to call her Skylor. Skylar.
But Meso, it's Star-Lore. Okay, that lame joke didn't go anywhere. So anyway, Kai takes interest in her. We know where this is going. I expected it to be, what's his name? Jay, out of all people. But no, it's Kai. Well, that metal guy we saw in one of the previews starts trying to pick a fight, and then Kai fights, but gets the snot promptly kicked out of him. The fight stops right before Kai is basically killed because they get to the island. Cliffhanger ending, we see Zane. And we see a little bit of Master Chen.
Forgot when Skylar absorbs Kai's elemental power.
Okay, yeah. Skylar comes on over to Kai, who's on the ground, is like, "Here, let me help you up." And she grabs his arm, and there's like a little bit of energy that just zooms from Kai up her arm.
Yep. Interesting things are afoot. No clue as of yet how it's going to tie into the Anaconda, but I guess we will learn soon enough.
Yeah.
Pythor's totally masterminding this from behind the scenes.
Got to figure out exactly how he grew again.
Yep. Now, it is clear that quite a large chunk of time has passed between last season and this season. It's never really told how much. But I like this concept of the team is fractured and Lloyd's the only one who's still trying to do his duty, probably because he knew Zane. Not to say he's not sad that Zane's dead, but he's more able to get over it and focus on his mission because he was one of the new recruits anyway. And everyone else is so dismayed. They go to do stuff, and there's nice references everywhere, like the Slither Pit. That's still a thing, even though I thought the Serpentine were underground. I guess they're not. Maybe after the Overlord was defeated, they decided to come up and join society. I don't know. I guess we'll learn. Ninjago has a history of just having Easter eggs for no apparent reason, like Cruncha and Knuckles still being around. Or Nukal.
Come on. Those guys are great, though.
They are truly the masters of slapstick comedy. And as far as the whole Zane being alive thing, no surprise. I do have to wonder what happened to Pixel. I guess we will find out soon enough. The whole thing about elemental masters seems to be the biggest plot revelation in this episode. And it's kinda, I don't want to say Deus Ex Machina, because that's not the right term, but it comes kind of out of left field. But when you think about it, it never really did make sense why they would have elemental powers anyway. Although, really,
so it's kind of interesting. It's getting.
Riddle me this. I'm a little bit rusty on Ninjago lore. The ninja didn't have elemental powers, I don't think. I thought they were channeled through their weapons.
The weapons initially were the ones with the powers, but eventually the ninja unlocked their own powers.
Wasn't it Lloyd that gave them his power? He split up the golden power into 4 segments. In the last season?
I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% sure.
Nor am I. People correct us.
I really forget.
This, but I think the explanation's highly suspect. Unless they just had inherent elemental powers, and maybe they unlocked it when they reached their true potential, but they were only able to use it effectively when Lloyd kick-started them or something. I'm not really sure. Probably not a plot hole.
It's a lot easier in Bionicle.
Oh yeah, it had some nice Bionicle references. The Master of Fire and Master of Earth.
I'd laugh if those were actual references.
Oh yeah, Jay was totally the MVP of this episode, comedy-wise.
Of course.
He had a funny line at the end, and then also he was like, "Speed isn't an element," and they were like, "Says the Master of Lightning," which was rather funny.
Jay's so good.
But no, things are shaping up to be very interesting this season. Eljay, what do you think of this premiere for a season 5, isn't it? Technically, yeah, season 5. If you count the first 4 episodes this season, which I do. I count Serpentine as season 2.
I still think it'd only be season 4, wouldn't it?
Well, I break it up by story year. So I'm going first year, then Serpentine, then Stone Army, then rebooted. This.
Okay, yeah, in that case, it would be season 5. I'm really interested. I mean, I like to see that we have a lot more elemental powers to play with, but we also have this huge rift. Something has changed. I want to know how much time has really passed here. This is incredibly confusing. They have a really great setup, and it's super interesting, and I really want to see where they take this. It's a really great setup for a lot of really wonderful potential.
Probably only a week has passed. Knowing
Oh
them,
my
and
goodness,
they're
if
just
it's a
overselling
week,
everything.
I have to wonder. Yeah, think about it. These guys got jobs. If it is a week, these guys all got jobs in a little under a week and totally are acing them. Whatever happened to them not being able to get good jobs that they actually liked all the way back in like season 1 or season 2 or season 3? Because remember they were trying to keep that hotel
Yeah,
room. What the heck?
it's a very, very good question. I don't understand. Oh well, maybe we'll find out, but maybe they'll just brush it under the rug. Not really important in the grand scheme of things, but it is a minor plot and not really inconsistency, but something to note either way.
Yeah, we'll
Either
find
way,
out.
it was a great premiere, and I have no clue what the release schedule is going to be for these episodes, but we'll be trying to stay on top of it and review them as they are released. So thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for more Ninjago 2015 episode coverages, as well as all the latest and greatest Bionicle news. I'm Messanak,
I'm
and we will
LJ.
see you all next time. Goodbye.